What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another video from the 10-7 MMA channel, and this is the UFC 318 reaction video. We're going to go through just 4 fights from the main event, starting with from the main card, excuse me, starting with the main event, and we're going to start right off the bat with Dustin Poirier versus Max Holloway. So I love this fight, and it's a fight that I talked about earlier in the week where when it's two guys that are such fan favorites like Dustin Poirier and Max Holloway, it's kind of difficult to choose who to root for, who you want to win, etc. But then sometimes the answer reveals itself in the middle of the fight. I don't know if that happens to you guys, but it happens to me all the time. I'm not even sure who I'm rooting for. I picked Max Holloway to win, and we're going to get into that in a second because I feel like I called this fight pretty well, even though I called multiple other fights completely wrong. But as the fight began, I found myself rooting for Max. So it is what it is. I guess I thought I was picking with my brain. Apparently I was picking with my heart. But anyways, I got to say that to me, this fight was phenomenal. And the thing that was pretty cool about it is I can't take credit for this. This is Mighty Mouse. Mighty Mouse said the fighter that's going to mix it up more, that's going to be more dynamic in terms of the game plan, is going to probably come away victorious. And what we saw in the fight was Dustin Poirier really relying. I mean, he did try and jump the ghillie at one point, which I thought would have been an insane way to get the finish. I was rooting for him at that moment because if he would have, he's always talked about getting a guillotine. If he would have gotten a guillotine for his retirement fight, that would have been crazy. But it was Max Holloway the entire fight that was way more dynamic. I love the oblique kicks. I thought he was trying to mix in the spinning kicks, didn't have nearly the same success as he did with Justin Gaethje, but just throwing those and having the threat of throwing those, plus with a lot of body kicks as well. You could see Dustin Poirier on his body on the left-hand side. There was a big red welt, I think, early on in the fight, even around round 2 or something, maybe even round 1. But that was it. That was the formula, and he did exactly what Mighty Mouse said the fighter who would emerge victorious needs to do, which is mix it up. Don't make it a straight boxing match, rock'em sock'em robots like in previous fights. Like I think that was in their second fight. Now, if we think about the aftermath of everything, I guess the one thing that we could be sad about is Dustin Poirier didn't get to walk away with the win. But the more I think about this outcome, I just think it's all around the best outcome for everybody involved. Dustin Poirier still wins the trilogy. So he doesn't win his last fight, but he still wins that trilogy. So it's still a happy ending. They made an amazing tribute. He seemed in good spirits. It was an incredible fight to go out on, a fight that people will remember, I think, forever. It was a 5-round banger. And of course, they did I thought they were going to do this, but at the end, the last 15 seconds or whatever, they pointed to the center and Max Holloway just went to town. And Dustin even had to try to clinch him up at one point because I think he was getting close to getting knocked out. And yeah, the whole fight was a great fight. They made that tribute to him, and I think he walks off into the sunset happy, giving an awesome performance. I don't think he'll be back. I know Justin thinks that Dustin Poirier might quickly come out of retirement for the White House card. I mean, maybe. It seems like everybody wants to be a part of that historic UFC event, so we'll see. I don't think so. I think he means it. I think he probably made a promise to his family, and that's it. But I thought it was a phenomenal fight. So Dustin still comes away in a good spot, but Max Holloway getting the win makes the entire division so exciting. Plus, Max looks incredible to me. I don't know what you guys think, but I think he looks better than ever, quicker than ever. I love the way he mixed everything in, and even his straight up boxing looked awesome, especially in the last 10 seconds. You got to see him just light up some combos, but throughout, I thought he was ripping awesome boxing combos. So I think it's great. Let's see where he moves. I think Max was ranked number 5 right now. So let's see where he comes out on Tuesday. The thing is, Dustin Poirier, right, ranked number 6. So I don't know if that's going to push him up whatsoever, but it's very interesting. I mean, you think about it, Max Holloway, new to lightweight. He's already got wins over Justin Gaethje and Dustin Poirier, 2 legends. It's crazy. If Arman gets the next shot, who's going to be next? Is it going to be Max? Is it going to be Paddy Pimblett? I don't know. It's wild right now. I feel like welterweight and lightweight are super stacked at the moment, which makes the sport that much more fun. All right, moving on to the co-main event. Going in reverse order, as I mentioned at the beginning. We're going to talk about Costa versus Kopylov. I think me and Justin said on Friday, bet the house on Kopylov because, man, Costa looked crazy at the presser. I think people were picking Kopylov anyways. We definitely were. Wow, we were wrong. And Costa looked incredible. He looked sharp. He looked like the faster fighter, and he was just ripping Kopylov off. I don't remember if it was 30-27 with the final scorecards. I can't remember right now, but that fight was amazing. Costa here, hold on. As I'm talking, I'm just gonna quickly look this up. Can't remember what the scorecards. Well, I know it was a decision. Okay. Well, anyways, I can't remember exactly what the scorecards were. I believe it was 30-27. My recollection that Costa got every round, but wow, it was amazing. And it's funny. I think because of the pullouts and the antics of Costa, sometimes he's a bit of a comedian. We forget how actually good he is. Another thing that people said is what version of Costa is showing up. I think that was what was influencing how people were picking this fight, and because he looked so funny at the presser, everybody was picking Kopylov. Was that intentional? Was he just messing around? I think there was a joke that he was saying he was on secret powder at the presser, just playing into the whole secret juice thing again. I don't know. Was it all for show? I have no idea. But all I can say is Costa came out. He looked very, very dangerous. He looked really, really sharp. Middleweight division's crazy too. Now, he's saying he wants to fight Khamzat Chimaev at some point, and get in there with him after they were scheduled to fight a long time ago. I still don't think that will happen. I think the middleweight division is just too dangerous for him to get all the way back to a title shot, which is, I think, what he's going to need, because I think Khamzat's going to get the title. But anyways, I digress. For now, the spotlight is on Costa. Congratulations. Big victory over Kopylov, who looked really, really sharp against Chris Curtis. We shall see where Costa lands in the rankings after Tuesday as well. But yeah, another really fun division. I mean, actually, to me right now, middleweight is the most fun division, because we got Khamzat Chimaev versus DDP coming up soon. But welterweight is crazy, and so is lightweight as well. Now we're moving on to what I consider to be the fight of the night. Well, maybe Max Holloway, Dustin Poirier. I don't know. But anyways, this was an incredible fight, and I'm really curious to hear what you guys think about this fight in the comments, because I don't know. I thought Kevin Holland won. I really do. And I don't think it's that murky. You know, it was a close fight, but Kevin Holland won round 3, right? It has to be. He inflicted so much damage on Daniel Rodriguez. Second round, Daniel Rodriguez won, right? He dropped Kevin Holland. He rocked him. Amazing that Kevin Holland came back and did what he did and finished the second round the way he did. But I don't understand how the first round would go to Daniel Rodriguez. I mean, Kevin Holland was throwing such a diversity of strikes and mixing up. Daniel Rodriguez was largely just boxing. He's obviously got power, and that's how he dropped Holland with that hook. Holland didn't see it, caught him, dropped him. It was awesome. Congrats to D-Rod, and he stayed on him. He kept piecing him up that entire second round. But the first round, I just don't understand how Daniel Rodriguez got the first round and then got the victory. The bummer about this fight, as amazing as it was awesome. It was very entertaining. But the bummer about it is that Kevin Holland has been on a tear lately. This was his 5th fight, I think, of 2025, which is insane. 4th fight or 5th fight, I can't remember. Maybe 4th fight, but still, he's probably going to have a 5th fight. And he's just on an incredible tear. He seems like he's taking things really seriously. I don't know. I thought he looked awesome. Even shot some successful takedowns. Had some takedowns get stuffed out of desperation when he was shooting, when he was really hurt. But I think his all-around game just looked awesome. He almost got the finish in round 3. I think he's the better fighter. So it just sucks, because he makes the sport fun to me. And to see him get derailed when he was finally going to crack that top 10 and maybe be kind of a threat in the welterweight division. I don't know to what extent, if he'd actually be a title contender at some point, but why not? He's extremely talented. You know, DC said on the broadcast that of the two, clearly Kevin Holland is the better athlete. Kevin Holland's a tremendous athlete. So to see that train kind of get derailed when he seemed to finally be getting things together. And also, I don't think he lost. It's pretty disappointing as a fan of Kevin Holland, but whatever it is, those are the rules of the game. That's what they agree to. If it goes to a decision, you got to accept what the judges put down on the scorecards. That's the game. So there's no crying over spilled milk. It is what it is. It's just a bummer that, I don't know. But good news is Kevin Holland was injured. It looked like something was wrong with his eye. So will he be back soon? I don't know. But hopefully, if he sustained no serious injuries, we'll see Kevin Holland in a couple months. If he can get another victory, maybe he'll turn things around. We'll see what happens. But anyways, congrats to D-Rod. amazing fight. What a fight. Back and forth. Lots of things going on. Submission attempts. We had Daniel Rodriguez and mount multiple times. Kevin Holland throwing all sorts of crazy strikes. Both guys nearly finishing the other. I mean, it was awesome. It was the best fight of the night. It was the best fight of the night. Dustin Poirier, Max Holloway was sweet, but nah, this was the best fight of the night. All right. Moving on to the opener of the main card. Daniel Zellhuber versus Michael Johnson. I mean, this was a fight that I was really excited about too, because as I mentioned before, I got to train alongside Daniel Zellhuber at Extreme Couture a couple weeks ago, and I got to see his crazy strikes up close and personal. I'm curious to know what people think about this too. Let me know in the comments. I thought Zellhuber won as well. I thought it's kind of a similar thing as Daniel Rodriguez versus Kevin Holland. Zellhuber was throwing way more. He was throwing a lot of kicks. He was really mixing it in. Yeah, Michael Johnson was quick. His boxing looked good, but I mean, yeah, he caught. I just don't know how the scoring works. Like Michael Johnson caught a lot of the high kicks in his guard, in his hands, but the commentators were saying this. I don't know how they scored this, but he's beating up the arms the entire time. So I thought it was great that he was throwing those high kicks, even though they were getting blocked. He's beating up the arms and causing damage. So to me, it looked as though Zellhuber should have come away with the decision. Hold on, let me see if I can find the scorecards for Zellhuber. 1 second. Zellhuber versus Johnson scorecards. All right, let's see here. So we got the decision. Yeah, it was all 29-28. Oh, wow. Every single judge agreed rounds 1 and 2 to Michael Johnson. I'm trying to see if I can see anything else about the strikes. Yeah, maybe I'm totally wrong here. I think I saw some comments, people being like, yeah, of course, you know what? All the media scores, I'm looking at this right here. Here, let me show you guys what I'm looking at. See if I can screen share so I'm not just talking nonsense here. But if you look right here, right, hold on, let me switch this up like this. If you look here, what the heck is this? All right. So yeah, 29-28. There was one judge, Alexander Lee, that got a 30-27. Okay, well, clearly I'm wrong if everybody disagrees with me. But yeah, everybody has a 29-28 Johnson. Not a single person for Zellhuber. I don't know. I'm going to ask Justin tomorrow. Obviously, Justin trains with Zellhuber, so there might be a tinge of bias there. But I guess I stand alone in that take. And also, I'll admit I'm a little biased. I picked Zellhuber. I think his striking looks awesome. He's young. He's up and coming. I think he could be a real threat at lightweight. It's very interesting to be 6'1" in the lightweight division as well. That gives him a massive range advantage over pretty much everybody. So maybe my biases crept in there, and I wasn't watching with through an objective lens. So I guess it is what it is. But let me know if you guys disagree with the judges' scorecards, or if you disagree, if you seem to feel that Zellhuber won as well when you were watching it in real time. But like I said, it seems as though I have to be wrong when every single media outlet is reporting the other way. Actually, wait, I want to look at the Kevin Holland stuff. Hold on. Let me see Kevin Holland's scorecards. Hold on. Kevin Holland, Rodriguez. Give me 1 second. We're going to look at this too. Okay, let's take a look here. Go back to this and all right, here we go. Let's take a look here. So we got what? Yeah, every judge gave round 1 to Rodriguez. I don't get that. Oh, everybody gave round 1 to. Well, apparently I'm not good at scoring rounds because I thought Holland got that first round. It seemed like he landed more strikes and he had he mixed it up a lot better. I just thought he was tagging Rodriguez a lot better, but yeah, I don't know. Apparently not the case. All right, well, there it is. There's my reaction. Let me say this, though, about the entire card, about the entire main card. I thought it was awesome. A lot of fans are out there, I feel like, being really negative nowadays about the cards that the UFC is putting out. I think it's time we just try and be a little bit more positive and recognize that it was a good card. Yeah, fine, maybe some people don't like the BMF belt, or we're thinking there needs to be some bigger names or something like that. All the fights pretty much delivered. I didn't actually, the one fight, I was also watching the Manny Pacquiao fights, so I still haven't watched Dan Ige versus Patricio Pitbull, but Pitbull got the victory, and we'll watch that, and we'll talk about it tomorrow. But those 4 fights that I did watch, as I was kind of going back and forth, I thought they were all awesome. I really enjoyed the card, and yeah, I don't know. I think the UFC is still on it, in my opinion. Anyways, that's all we got for you guys in this video. Let me know what you guys think. Did you guys also enjoy 318? Let me know what your favorite fight on the card was. And tell me if you disagreed with any of these scorecards, any of these decisions. Like I said, now upon further review, it looks like I'm definitely in the minority, so I'm probably wrong with my takes. But let me know if anybody out there agrees with my initial thoughts, which were that Holland should have gotten that decision, as well as Zellhuber. That's it, guys. Thank you so much for joining. We'll see you in the next video. Take it easy.